Happy Father's Day as we welcome you into the Corn Crib for some KCL action. Beautiful Sunday. Blue Caps and Prairie Flamingos about to get set. I'm Oliver Arora, joined by Braden Hartman. Both of these teams coming off big wins yesterday. Blue Caps won 7-3 over the Round Sloths, and the Prairie Flamingos mercy ruled the Bobcats 12-2 in 5 innings. Start with the lineup for the Blue Caps, who have already taken the field. It's Drew Ward leading off, playing in center, followed by Griffin Meeker at shortstop. Carson Butler is in right field today as the 3-hitter, and hitting cleanup is Michael Lucas playing at second base. Colby Glenn's in left field. He'll hit 5th. Max Greamy's over at first base, and he'll hit 6th. Caleb Hornbrick's the DH today at the 7-hole. Braden Montgomery's over at 3rd. And to round things off, it's Tice Beckman in the 9-hole. Braden, what do we know about the Flamingos lineup?
For the Flamingos, I have Cole Yates leading off and playing shortstop. Roy Roseman playing first base and batting second. Keith Davis doing the catching. Anthony Couch at 3rd and batting 4th. Adrian Arzola in center. Designated hitting today will be Will Haley in the 6th spot. Batting 7th is Grant Dose, the left fielder. Braden Elliott will play second, and Blaine Friedmansky will play right.
Blake Billups on the bump for the Blue Caps, the right-hander throw down, making his first start for the Blue Caps, 3rd appearance on the season. So we're getting set here at the Corn Crib. Cloudy skies today, potential of rain to impact the playing of this game, but all signs point to this one finishing out here, game 1, on this cloudy day.
I know for a fact we'll probably get in the first game. The second game might be a little bit more sketchy, but we will see.
Billups' first pitch is a fastball in there at 82. First pitch time, 11:01. Game time temperature is 70 degrees. Billups working for the windup. Here's the 0-1. Yates pops one up into foul territory, and that's where it'll go into the seats down the right field line. Billups gets ahead 0-2.
A big factor in today is obviously, like you mentioned, going to be the weather. The playing surface is definitely going to be a little bit slippery. I know the last time we had rain here at the Corn Crib for KCL action, we had quite a bit of people slide through second trying to steal.
0-2 is a fastball upstairs and away for ball 1.
So we'll see which team can adjust. That's going to be the key, playing with the elements.
1-2 on the way to Yates. Breaking ball that misses inside. Levels the count at 2-2. Yates returns to the lineup today. Didn't play in the Flamingos' big win. Billups ready once more. Here's the 2-2 offering to Yates. Yates swings and slices that one foul into the seats down the right field line. We'll do it again. First time these two sides have faced off this year. We're set to play on June 11th, nearly a week ago, but that one was rained out. So now finally the Blue Caps and the Flamingos meet. 2-2. Yates spoils another one. Count stays at 2-2. Working a good at-bat to start the game.
Both looking good so far. Billups being aggressive. That's what it's going to take, especially in the wet conditions like this.
Billups, high glove set. Ready once more. Kicks for the 2-2. Yates hits one hard to shortstop, and that'll get through into left field. It's a leadoff single for Cole Yates as Glenn fields and fires it in. Flamingos have a runner on.
You know, Yates has been one of the better hitters for this Prairie Flamingos squad. Definitely a true leadoff hitter. You see it right there. Rips a single down the left side of the field.
That one 92 off the bat. So with one runner on and nobody out, Roy Roseman digs in. Roseman a lefty, working against the righty. Billups gets set. First pitch. Roseman takes a cut on that one and pops it up way foul right behind us. 0-1. Roseman played in his first game yesterday for the Prairie Flamingos. Had a good debut to the league. 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. Top of that, stole 3 bases. 0-1 to Roseman. Swings another one and fouls it off his legs. Quickly, Roseman's behind 0-2.
Nice pitch from Billups. Goes with the slider, and he swung right almost over top of it. Fouled off of the inside of his right shoe. So he's got him 0-2. Looking to come back after the leadoff single from Yates.
Billups takes a look over at first base. Comes home 0-2. Roseman hits one hard down the first base line, and that'll go stay fair. Yates round second, digging for third. Roseman on his way to second. Throw in. It skips away from Meeker at shortstop. Yates is going to come home. No throw. And the Flamingos early on strike first. It's 1-0.
That's kind of unfortunate. The player that was covering the bag for the Blue Caps, the throw came in from right. It was a good throw, but he was too focused on trying to make the tag that he didn't take a step back and be able to make the play first and then apply the tag. So the ball goes by him, and the Prairie Flamingos catch a break and get a run out of it.
Roy Roseman picking up where he left off yesterday as the first pitch to Keaton Davis is a breaking ball at 65 that clips the zone for strike one. Roseman small lead off at second, now extends it. 0-1 to Davis. Hits it hard to left field, and that one will fall into the gap as Glenn watches it go by. Rallies off the wall. Roseman comes in to score. Davis is in standing at second. Back-to-back doubles for the Flamingos as they're up 2-0.
All Flamingos reaching due to hits, and all of them have been hard contact, and that's going to spark a really quick mound visit here in the first without an out being recorded. But, yeah, Flamingos sing it well. Billups, got to imagine he's leaving a couple down the heart of the plate with as hard of contact that we're seeing. I think this talk out in the mound is going to be talking about placing his pitches better, maybe trying to work outside, work inside instead of just trying to throw strikes right now. Sometimes you have to place the strikes too.
That line drive into the gap from Davis came off the bat at 98 miles an hour. 3 straight hits to lead off the game for the Flamingos as Dave Lingle comes out to top the Blue Caps infield. They lead 2-0 early on. Still nobody out in the top of the first.
It seems the last couple of KCL days that we've had every team's had trouble in the first inning. It's maybe getting started is a little bit iffy, especially on the pitching and defensive side. I would say hitting is usually not an issue, but yeah, I think what's going to separate a lot of these teams is their ability to come to the ballpark immediately ready to play, because it seems like sometimes we do lose it a little bit in the first, and it takes maybe an inning or two to actually settle in. So it's something that a lot of these teams could probably work on.
Flamingos plated 6 runs yesterday in the first inning en route to that mercy win. Anthony Couch now is the next man up as he takes a breaking ball in there for strike one. Rain starting to come down here at the corn crib. Relatively lightly, though. Nothing of concern just yet. 0-1 to Couch. That one skips away to the backstop past Beckman, and Davis moves up to third standing, now 90 feet away with still nobody out. Skipped away from Beckman on the far side, bounced in the other batter's box. Billups ready once more, though. 1-1. Fires one up, and that one is chopped up the middle. It'll be fielded, though, by Meeker, who makes the play over at first in time for out number 1. Davis, though, comes in to score. So it's 3-0 Flamingos now.
Billups has a clean slate now and does get an out. Be a good time for him to settle in here with nobody on base. Has a good opportunity to do so here against Arzola.
Base is empty. Billups will stay in the stretch, and Adrian Arzola, the left-hander, is next up. 0-0. Arzola takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Flamingos 3 runs on 3 hits, still 1 out. Billups now back in the stretch, or windup, 1 out. Arzola flies one into left field. Glenn's camping under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Nice quick out there from Billups. Looking at the Flamingos box score, there it is. Before that at bat, 3 at-bats that resulted in RBIs in a row. So we're hitting well with runners in scoring position and getting jobs done. It's going to put you above a lot of teams if you can do that, especially early like we're seeing.
Back-to-back out sets up Will Haley, who chases a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Haley reached base every time he came to the plate yesterday. Fouls one straight back, falls behind 0-2.
It's not necessarily that Billups' stuff has looked lackluster. It's more so just the placement, as we mentioned. He settled in a little bit here in the first, and got to imagine he'll be even more settled in as he gets a strikeout right there as well.
0-2 breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 3. Flamingos, though, played 3 runs in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Blue Caps bats up next when we return. Three straight outs to end the inning for the Flamingos. Not before they played 3 runs. So Blue Caps starting in a hole. First man to try and claw back at it is Drew Ward, the leadoff hitter. He'll face Alec Novotny, the right-hander.
Novotny in yesterday's game went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI singles. And now he's on the bump for this one.
First pitch ball upstairs to Ward. Not his best day at the plate yesterday. 0 for 5. 1 out of Ward. Takes a fastball at 88 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Novotny 1-1 from the windup. Breaking ball that Ward checked to swing on, but went around his home plate umpire Pat Harrison, and now it's 1-2. Ward's ready. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swinging strike 3, Ward chases a breaking ball in the dirt for out number 1.
Ward tried to hold back twice. He definitely went on both swings. He was a little upset about that first original check swing, but I do think it was a swing. But yeah, 2 really working with the slider. Really nice movement on it, too. I'd like to see where that pitch goes from here.
Good start for Alec Novotny. Next man he'll face is Griffin Meeker, who takes a fastball, called strike on the outer half. Strike 1. Making his first KCL appearance, Meeker. 0-1. Swings and misses the fastball outside again. Quickly, Novotny's up 0-2. Ready once more. Kicks and deals the 0-2. Fastball away once more, but this time doesn't get a chase out of Meeker. 1-2 now. Meeker from Trenton, Illinois, getting ready to play his baseball right here at the Corn Crib at Heartland. 1-2. Slider away that Meeker does not chase at. Levels the count to 2-2.
That mid-70s slider accompanied by the almost around 90 miles per hour fastball is a nice combination.
2-2. Fastball that's chopped, and Meeker hits it foul, so we'll do it again. Blue Caps trail 3-0 Bottom of the first. 2-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hit towards the third baseline, foul. Meeker working this at bat well now.
Meeker saw that slider well, fouled it off to the left side, was able to sit back a little bit. Couldn't quite sit back far enough. It is a lot slower than that fastball, but does stay alive here, and he's got a chance here.
2-2. Breaking ball hit towards third. Couch Fields throws over to first base in time. Nice play from Anthony Couch over at third base for out number 2.
Couch had to put everything into that throw. Fielded it near third base bag, and we know that Meeker can run, and he put all he could into that throw, and it was just enough to get him.
2 up, 2 down to start the inning for the Blue Caps. So Carson Butler now ready to take his hacks. Right-hander digs in, ready for the first pitch. Takes a breaking ball in the inside corner for strike 1. Had a career day yesterday, Butler, 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Brought his season average to 600.01 as he cuts and misses on a fastball at 88 miles an hour. Another strong pitch from Novotny, who gets ahead 0-2 once more.
I've loved what I've seen from him so far in this inning.
0-2. Fastball right on the corner, not called a strike. Misses just away. Cole Yates at shortstop thought he had it. Was all the way past the foul line.
It was a really nice pitch, but yes, pretty much outside.
1-2 gets Butler to chase. Throw down on the drop third strike is in time. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Alec Novotny. A dominant start. Blue Caps go 1-2-3. Flamingos 7-9 due up when we return. You're watching KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Blue Caps went 1-2-3 quickly. The Flamingos now return to the dish, and the first man to do so is Grant Dose in the top of the second. First pitch. Dose swings and fouls one off straight back for strike 1.
Shaky inning for Billups last inning, but did only give up 3. It's still attainable, so he'll look to settle in. He looked to settle in nicely after giving up the 3 hits. He went 1-2-3 after that. He went ground out, pop out, and a strikeout looking.
0-1 from Billups. Off-speed pitch away, ball 1. Dose 0 for 1 with the sac fly yesterday. Also reached on a walk. 1-1. Dose takes the fastball downstairs, gets ahead 2-1. No wind in center field today. Starting to pick up a little bit towards right, but nothing severe. 2-1. Dose hits one weakly off his foot. Trickles into fair territory, but ruled foul. Walking that one off, Dose.
Nice fight from Dose. A really nice pitch from Billups, too. In on the hands, fouls it off the inside of his foot. Brings the count to 2-2.
Right-hander seems good after that one. Taps the plate twice and now is ready to go. So is Billups. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball that misses way outside. Skips to the backstop and moves the count full. Here's the payoff pitch from Billups. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. Leadoff man aboard again for the Flamingos.
That was a crucial at bat, I feel like, for Billups to get his confidence going. Unfortunately, it doesn't let him go. Had the 3 outs to end the last inning in a row. Don't think he's going to want to do the same thing. I think he'll be aggressive against this next hitter.
Next hitter being Braden Elliott. Was out of the lineup yesterday, now returns. First pitch to Elliott. Right-hander takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Looking to break his start to the season in his 3 games in the lineups. Gone 1 for 8. Pickoff attempt over to first at Dose, but slides back in safely. Taking a big lead off Dose over at first base. Now starts his second effort. Still pretty large. Billups comes home. 1-0 is fouled off. 1-1 now.
And 1-1 count. I got to imagine he's pitching for a ground ball here to erase that walk that he just had. For him to throw something lower in the zone, maybe an off-speed pitch.
Billups takes a look over at first. 1-1. Misses away. Beckman does a nice job keeping it in front of him. Ball 2. Plays his baseball right here, Elliott, at Illinois Wesleyan. Not in the corn crib, but in the Bloomington Normal area. Two 1 to Elliott. Towering pop-up foul straight back. Count moves to 2-2. Billups digs back in on the bump. Standing on the first base side of the rubber. Big leadoff from Dose over at first. 2-2. Breaking ball that just misses upstairs. That one at 65 miles an hour. It moves the count full once more. Dose small leadoff, extends it now. Ready for the payoff pitch. Cranked into right field, taking a step back is Butler, and he'll camp under that one for out number 1.
Billups gets bailed out a little bit on that one. A very nice hit ball, but Elliott couldn't find some grass. Billups, I think a big thing with these pitchers is we're seeing a lot of full counts. So I think maybe a different approach needs to be taken. It seems like that's a trend here in the KCL League.
Rain really starting to pick up now. Had some concerns on this game. As runner goes, first pitch, and that one from Beckman is sailed into center field. Dose sliding in, though, not aware, and stays at second. First pitch to Friedmansky, who's at the dish, was a ball.
Beckman, you see after that one, wiping his hand in his pants. You got to imagine with the rain coming down as hard as it now is that it's going to be a little hard to grip the baseball. As you saw from that throw that went way high, it was nowhere near the second base bag.
Really picking up from first pitch. Didn't see much rain at all, and now you can really feel it. Not too many fans in the stands at the corn crib today, all under cover. 1-0 to Friedmansky. Fouls it off straight back, hits the top of the stadium at the corn crib, 1-1. Despite that, though, all the Blue Caps players still out of the dugout, soaking up the rain. Billups takes a look over at second base. 1-1. Fastball misses on the outside corner. 2-1. Friedmansky, the 9-hole hitter, making his first at-bat of the day. 2-1. Cuts and misses at a fastball way over his head. That one at 80 miles an hour. 2-2 now. Another guy who'd like to flip the script to his start of the year, 2 for 16. Tries to get a hit here, 2-2. That one gets him. Off-speed pitch clips him right in the left shoulder. So Friedmansky's aboard via the hit by pitch, and that puts 2 runners on now for the Flamingos.
For Billups, with the rain that we're seeing, you're seeing some of his off-speed pitches mid arm side. Definitely is harder. He's going to really have to focus on his arm angle to make sure that he doesn't leave his off-speed pitches out, because we know it's going to be a little bit slippery.
Just saw Dave Lingo walk out and with a towel and just, make sure the ball's all nice and dry.
Do what you can, right?
Lineup flips over for Cole Yates now with 2 runners on. First pitch, swinging, misses a fastball for strike 1. Yates started that big first inning with a hard hit single. Now has 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. 0-1. Swings again, fouls another one off into the concourse between the dugout and the press box. Billups up to 0-2 now. Lucas at second base holding on Dose. Nobody holding on Friedmansky over at first. 0-2 from Billups. Yates spoils another one, foul. Will do it again.
Billups has him right where he wants him, first and second. 0-2 count. Great chance to get a strikeout here and make it 2 outs and hopefully get out of it with the next batter.
0-2 once more. Breaking ball lined up or grounded up the middle, and that one slips away from Meeker. Lucas gloves it and fires home to keep Dose at bay, but Cole Yates reaches on the air, and that loads the bases.
For Dose, he's lucky that he looked up when he did. He was rounding third and sprinting for home by the time that ball was collected in the around second base, and he was able to get back safely. But if he decided to keep going, he would have had a rude awakening about halfway down the line when he saw that the catcher had the ball.
Ruled an E6 there. Griffin Meeker can't make the play. Rain playing a factor here early on. So the bases are juiced now for Rory Roseman. First pitch. Swings and fouls one off for strike 1. Corner infielders playing in on the lefty. Double play ball, though, so middle infielders staying in double play form near the second base bag. Lefty wearing a dark blue helmet. Couples well with his gloves and his cleats. All dark blue. 0-1 to Roseman. Swings and flies one into shallow left field. Glenn comes on, gives chase, and makes the catch. Runner at third and Dose tags before retreating back. A nice throw by Glenn. Right to Beckman's chest. Forces Dose to retreat, and so there's now 2 down.
There was no play at the plate, really, but left fielder Glenn let it rip, and it was a strike to the catcher. Might as well show off your arm when you can, right? He's lucky. With the rain, I don't know if I would have chanced that. I would have probably hit the cutoff man.
Could have slipped.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Bases stay loaded with 2 outs for Keaton Davis, the 3-hole hitter. First pitch. Swings and hits one softly towards Lucas at second, who gloves and throws over to first base in time for out number 3. Flamingos had the bases loaded. Back-to-back outs, though, from Blake Billups. Leaves them stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. 4-5-6 due up for the Blue Caps. They trail 3-0. Blue Caps aim to take advantage of the Flamingos leaving 3 runners on last inning. Michael Lucas, the 4-hole hitter, ready to kick things off in the bottom of the second. First pitch. Right-hander takes away for ball 1. Novotny back out there after a dominant first inning. Went down 1-2-3 the Blue Caps with 2 strikeouts. 1-0 from Novotny. Breaking ball that clips the bottom half of the zone for strike 1. Novotny working from the windup, ready once more. 1-1. Cut and fouled off into the dugout over the third base side. 1-2 count now.
Lucas got at-bats at John Wood Community College, had 8 at-bats, and one of them resulted in a home run.
1-2. Grounded slowly towards Couch over there at third base, but it'll trickle foul. We'll do it again. Lucas, 7 RBIs this year. Nobody on base right now, but leads the Blue Caps by 4 RBIs. That's why he's in the 4-hole spot. Right-hander finally makes his way back to the plate after hustling all the way down there to first. Cleans his bat off from the rain and then is ready once more. Novotny also ready. 1-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Breaking ball working so well early on for Alec Novotny. The throw down on the drop third is in time. 4 batters, 3 strikeouts. Start the game.
I've loved what I've seen from Novotny so far. He's been dialed. He's got everything working for him so far.
Another guy who'll be tough to strike out is Colby Glenn, who's now up. Went 3 for 4 last night with 2 RBIs. First pitch. Off speed downstairs. Rain really coming down now. You can see to our left just the sheer impact of it as some of the faithful who were in the seats, even with umbrellas, finally begin to give way. Glenn fouls one off down the first base side, 1-1.
We're even seeing some people that are under the awning to our left that were a little bit closer to the pole, even scooting back to be even further under the awning as the rain is really starting to come down.
1-1. Glenn takes away. That one's a called strike, though, as it paints the corner. 1-2 now.
Very, very nice slider. Love what I'm seeing from him. I know I already said it, but he can really rip the fastball, and then he drops that slider. It's very effective.
1-2, another slider that Glenn chases at downstairs. 4 strikeouts. All of them, or the last 3 rather, coming from that slider in the dirt. It's all Alec Novotny here early on. There's 2 down.
5 batters, 4 strikeouts. And no hits so far for Novotny. He's looked unhittable in these first 2 innings.
Greamy now the next man up to try and find some life for this Blue Caps offense that's really struggled against a Dominic Alec Novotny. Made his first start yesterday in the field, like we mentioned, over there at second base. Now on the bump today. First pitch fastball clips the corner for strike 1. That one at 87 miles an hour. 0-1. Another fastball in the outside half. This time, though, just a bit outside. 1-1. Next offering. Chopped foul. Right over to Dave Lingle, who makes a nice play at third. 1-2. 2 outs, bottom of the second, 3-0. The Blue Caps trail. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball not in there. That one at 73 miles an hour. Can't find the zone. So we'll do it again, 2-2.
Regardless of the fact it was a ball, it was a nice slider, a good spot.
2-2. Fastball just misses the corner. Novotny working around Greamy here, and the count moves full. Full count, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball, called strike 3. Greamy thought he had it, started making his way down to first and still has his hand on his head. But nothing he can do to argue that one. 5 strikeouts, 6 batters for Alec Novotny. Absolute clinic on the bump. 3-4-5 due up for the Flamingos in the top of the third after this. Vincent Bitter replaces Billup, on the mound. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball at 90 miles an hour for strike one. Billups, his day ends after 2 innings. So new arm now, 0-1. Check swing from Couch. Doesn't matter though, fastball in there for strike two. Bitter plays his baseball at Illinois State, or set to, right here in Bloomington. 0-2 pitch to Couch. Swings and hits one weakly right back to Bitter. He's going to field it. Slips and still throws over to first, and that one sails way wide over there into the bullpen. Couch digging for 2. He's going to stop there. The field conditions and the rain playing a big impact here early on. Does so once more. Running in scoring position now for the Flamingos.
And that's really unfortunate for Bitter, who comes in pumping 2 fastballs to get him to 0-2, and then maybe a mistake on that part for the pitch. But I think he could have maybe got him with the strikeout if he went with a different one. But nevertheless, there is a runner in scoring position now.
So now runner in scoring position. And to bring him home, it's Adrian Arzola, the left-hander. Big leadoff over there from Couch. Ruled an E1. Arzola fouls off the first pitch he sees. Rain's still coming down hard. Gotta wonder when it gets too much for this contest to continue. 0-2 or 0-1. Another one sliced foul. 0-2 now.
I would say if the rain does stay the pace that it's at, I think we'll finish this game. I'm not quite sure about the second game, but if it gets any harder, I gotta imagine probably not gonna continue.
0-2. Fastball away. First ball of the at-bat. Expected doubleheader here today. Obviously this game and then all KCL days doubleheader. So that means that The Bobcats in the ground slots to do up next. Then later today at 6:35, the Corn Belters return to town for some Sunday night baseball. Weather permitting, though. Expected to rain the rest of the day here in Bloomington. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball upstairs. Arzola's retired on strikes. It's the first out of the inning.
Bitters looked really good through these first two batters, despite the runner reaching on an error. Has attacked nicely. He's got ahead in the count, and he has a chance, if he can stay in this game, to put it together a really nice outing, really dominant outing if he wanted to.
Corn Belters getting ready. 6:35 first pitch will be Casey Stevens and Taylor Hamler on the call. You can watch that one on Home Team Network. It's the first pitch to Will Haley. There's a ball downstairs. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. Bitter set once more. Fastball misses inside. Squirts away from Beckman. Couch with the big leadoff. Thought about trying his luck over there at third, but no going. Couch takes that deep leadoff at second base, playing almost even with Meeker at shortstop. Nobody holding him on. Couch now comes in. Another big step. Pitched home. Fastball can't find the zone. So it's now a 3-0 count.
It was a really nice pitch. I think if Beckman framed that a little bit nicer, he might have gotten the strike call there.
3-0. Couch takes off early. It's upstairs. Couch in standing, and that's a walk for Will Haley. Was halfway down the line before that pitch even came home, and so no throwdown from Tice Beckman. It's runners at the corners now with one down.
You could tell by the jumps in the previous pitches that Couch was taking that he was trying to time him up, and he got his cadence right on that one as he was able to practically walk to third before the throw could have been made.
Couch stole a bag yesterday, and that Flamingos win. Has one already early on. At the corners now for Grant Dose. First pitch. Skips away to the backstop. Right back to Beckman, though. A fortunate bounce that keeps Couch at third. Haley, though, moves to second on the wild pitch.
That was a crazy bounce. I've never seen it do that here at the Corn Crib. It bounced, I want to say, right in front or right to the right of the catcher, hit the wall, and all the catcher had to do was turn around, and the ball was in his glove again.
Fastball at 87 miles an hour. Maybe the speed there played a role in the generous bounce. Two runners in scoring position now. Corner infielders not playing in, but just slightly forward. 1-0 to Dose. Chops one foul into their dugout over there at third base. 1-1. Rain coming down in spurts. Occasionally you can hear it on the top of the press box, and now is one of those times. Bitter still set. Takes a look over at third at Couch. Kicks and deals. 1-1 misses low. Off speed at 78 miles an hour. Dose walked his first trip to the plate. Two-one to the righty. Swings and misses at a fastball 88 miles an hour. Count's now 2-2. 2-2, one out, top of the third. Flamingos trying to add on to their 3-0 lead. Two runners in scoring position. Bitter taking a long time to get his sign. Finally gets it. Steps off, though. Just not on the same wavelength there as Beckman. Now back on the rubber, first base side. Bell tie set. Delivers the 2-2. Spiked into the dirt, and that one goes all the way to the backstop. Couch coming home, toss from Beckman, hits off a Couch and rolls away. Haley trying to come in all the way from second, and as he does, that one skips near the Blue Caps dugout. Two runners come to score on the wild pitch that hits Anthony Couch in the head. It's 5-0 Flamingos.
Bitter didn't get home in time, and the catcher Beckman threw it, and it would have been in time. if he was there, but it did hit the helmet of the Flamingo runner and then bounced away, and then adding insult to injury, another run score. So it is now 5-0.
3-2 count, and that'll bring out Dave Lingle, the Blue Caps manager, just to talk to his side and Vincent Bitter. Not the start they were hoping for, trailing 5-0 early on. 4 errors already.
Just not great baseball, right? It's hard to win any games if you have 4 errors, and they have 4 errors, and they're still trying to work out of this third inning.
Flamingos still yet to record a hit in the inning. 2 runners that scored, and Couch and Haley reached on an error and a walk, respectively. And the 1 out in this inning came on a strikeout at the hands of Adrian Arzola. Meeting adjourned on the bump now, as the infielders return to their positions. Bases empty. Following the 2-run wild pitch. Dose still at bat, though, for the 3-2 count. Bitter back in the windup. Payoff pitch. Fastball high upstairs. After all that, Grant Dose reaches on a walk for the second time today. And another runner's on for the Flamingos.
More free passes. Just not great. It's really hard to win. And, I mean, it just makes it that much more harder to win when you're giving them as much as the Blue Caps are giving the Flamingos.
That's the 9th runner on in the inning, or in this game, for the Flamingos, as the first pitch Braden Elliott sees is grounded up the middle. Nice play by Meeker initially. Toss over to second, though, is too far wide. Lucas has trouble with it, and so another error. We'll see how they rule it. It's a hit for Braden Elliott up the middle that Meeker stops, but runners at first and second now.
It's just an unfortunate error. Really nice play, but, I mean, the toss away had to come off the bag alone, and then it also got away, obviously not far enough for the runners to advance, but just struggling to collect outs right now. And that's really what we've seen so far in this game.
First and second, 1 out. It's the 9-hitter, Blaine Friedmansky, who takes his cuts. First pitch, fastball upstairs, has to duck out of the way. Ball 1. Was hit by pitches, first trip to the plate. One out to Friedmansky. Another fastball inside, this time at the knees, and Friedmansky now up 2-0. Small leadoff from Dose over there at second base. Takes a couple steps back as Bitter takes a look. Slapped over to short from Friedmansky. They get the first out at 2. The second one at first in time. Double play for the Blue Caps gets them out of the inning. Not before 2 more runs come across the score for the Flamingos. They lead 5-0. Blue Caps still looking for their first base runner when we return. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. So after only 2 innings of work, 5 strikeouts, and giving up no base runners, Alec Novotny's day is done. Parker Eggenberger is the new arm on the bump for the Flamingos, the right-hander. Getting ready for the bottom of the third. 5-0. Flamingos lead.
I mean, there's got to be some situation we're not aware of because Novotny was absolutely shoving.
First pitch. Eggenberger draws the foul ball from Caleb Hornbrook at the dish. Over at the third base dugout, Dave Lingle's talking to Prairie Flamingos manager Tanner Schieber. 0-1. Another one foul. Close to the third base bag, but trickles all the way to the bullpen over there, 0-2. Gotta wonder if it's about the weather and the potential with this game.
We had a Corn Belters personnel go down to the Blue Caps dugout, and maybe he...
0-2 from Hornbrook. Fouled down the third base side again.
So maybe a sharing of information being done over at the Prairie Flamingos dugout. We'll see what comes of this.
Rain starting to hold up, though. 0-2. Breaking ball misses inside, 1-2. Take a look at the forecast, though, for the remainder of the game. It says rain for the next hour, so that's not a good sign. 1-2. Skips in the dirt away from Davis. No harm, though, is just a ball. 2-2. 100.
Okay, sorry. Looking at the radar in general, I mean, this morning.
Yeah, that's what I got pulled up.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of, I would say, severe weather, but it's a lot of yellow and some darker green in there.
2-2. Hornbrook grounds it to short at Yates. Fields it and throws over to first base in time for out number 1. Yeah, rain expected 100% for 12-1, and then it goes 85% all the way from 2 to 5, 75. It's just going to be rainy all day through sunset and through.
Yeah, there's not a chance.
Until 2 a.m. So.
Yeah, there's not a chance that this stops. So you're starting to see a little bit of the turf starting to show some water sticking.
Next batter is Braden Montgomery, who takes a off-speed pitch away for ball 1. Priority today, obviously, the Corn Belters game later. Gotta aim to conserve the field if possible for that. Granted, turf field here at the Corn Crib would be tricky to, I guess, preserve, but what can you do about that? Lights coming on here at the Corn Crib due to the cloudy skies and the rain starting to come down. Montgomery chops one foul. Spoke too soon, I guess. Now you can really hear it.
Yeah, now you can really. This is probably the fastest it's come down yet, I would say. Just looking out at the batter's eye.
2-1. Montgomery takes away 3-1. 1 for 7 on the season, Montgomery. Got the day off yesterday. He's ready for the 3-1. Swings and misses. That slider is 71 miles an hour. Counts now full. Come down even harder now. 3-2 pitch. Hit towards the corner over there in left field, and that one will fall. Goes all the way to the wall. Dose just fields it now, and as he throws in, Montgomery will stay at second. It's a one-out double for Braden Montgomery.
First hit for the Blue Caps, and it's an extra base hit. You love to see that. Montgomery put a nice swing on it, put it down the line right next to that 325 sign over in the left field foul pole. Really nice piece of hitting.
94 off the bat of Braden Montgomery. Collects his second hit of the season. Tice Beckman, the 9-hitter, now due up with the task of bringing him home. First hit and first base runner of the game for the Blue Caps. First pitch to Beckman gets him. Square on the left shoulder. 78 miles an hour, and that puts back-to-back runners aboard.
Definitely lost that out of the hand. Nothing behind that, obviously. Just kind of left it arm side, as we've seen a couple pitches tonight. Get up near the upper shoulder area of some of these hitters, and he'll wipe his hand and try to reset.
Eggenberger in some trouble early on. 2 runners aboard for Drew Ward, the leadoff man, who takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Still only one out. Hagenberger comes set, chest high. 1-0. Fires one in as Ward hits it weakly to third over there. Couch steps on the bag at third. Throw over the diamond is in time for another double play. Hagenberger works out of it thanks to a nice play by Anthony Couch over at the bag at third. We head to the the top of the fourth. Flamingos still up 5-0. Top of the order due up for the Flamingos in the top of the fourth. 5-0 they lead. Vincent Bitter still out there after working out of some trouble in the bottom of the third. Cole Yates, the man up, and takes a fastball high for ball one. Reached base on his first two plate appearances. Single to start this game off, and then reached on an error in the second. 1-0. Grounded over in the hole in the left side, and that one gets through into left field. Glenn fields it and throws in. Yates stops at first base, hits a leadoff single for Cole Yates.
Yates doing his job well. Has two singles today. He's 2 for 3. Really nice piece of hitting there. Goes around the same spot where his leadoff base hit in the first inning was.
2 hits on the day for Cole Yates, and he's aboard now for Roy Roseman, who digs in the box. First offering to Roseman. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 86 miles an hour at the top of the zone for strike one.
Just missed that one. That was a big swing.
Bitter takes a look over at first base. 0-1. Roseman flies one into left field. Glenn's coming in, but he can't make the play. It's a one-hopper that bounces right in front of him, and Yates stays at second. Back-to-back singles to start the inning for the Flamingos.
That had a lot of spin on it off the bat. Played the fade. It almost went foul. It was curving so far towards the left side of the field, but does land fair, and Roseman gets a base hit, and that's 2 base hits to start this top half of the 4th.
2 on, nobody out, and it's a dangerous hitter in Keaton Davis. Now up the 3-hole hitter. First pitch to Davis. Grounded back up the middle. Meeker steps on the bag. Throw over to first base in time. Double play. The 3rd of the game overall. 2nd for the Blue Caps. And there's 2 down.
That's huge for the Blue Caps. Perfect placed hit for the Blue Caps. Right next to second base bag. All you had to do was step on it, throw it to first, double play. And now, after having first and second with no outs, now there's only 1 runner on third with 2 outs.
Sound like a broken record, but the wind is really coming down. Or not the wind, excuse me. The rain is really coming down now. Harder than it has all day. Anthony Couch now in the box, swings and misses at strike 1.
This is by far the hardest it's come down, and it's coming down even harder.
Wow.
You can barely see the outfield.
You can really hear it.
I don't know how they're still in the field.
It's almost blocking our vision as Couch takes a fastball inside, 1-1. Gotta wonder when they call this game off. This is a lot of rain.
It's going to get to the point where it's not even a productive game.
1-1 from Couch. Skips to the backstop. Yates puts on the brakes.
It's going to get to the point where this doesn't help anybody out, right? It's not productive anyway.
Good thing we have the window closed here at the press box. This rain really coming down. Windows, though, getting almost fogged from the rain. Some people to our left retreating back further as Pat Harrison finally calling this one off. Too much rain, it looks like, as the Blue Caps finally return to the dugout. And should that be the end of this one?
I would assume
I'd
so.
assume so as well. 5-0, the Flamingos lead. We'll call it your final.
For now, yeah.
Give it a minute or 2 more before we make a confirmation, but can't see a world where this game continues on. Reminder, doubleheader if the rain subsides. Probably won't, though. Really to our left, it's flooding almost the bar area behind home plate.
Yeah, there's just no way. I don't think so.
It's going to be tricky.
Also, with the fact, also the matter is we also have a KCL game after this.
That is
and
true.
then we have the Corn Belters game.
Yeah, Corn Belters obviously the priority. That's a league-wide decision. In the Prospect League here, this is internally, but hoping that the rain can subside. For now, though, both teams in the dugout, or we have eyes on the Flamingos. Looks like they're starting to pack up.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Stick around with us for one more minute as we try and make sure that this game's confirmed as maybe some lightning, just heard. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to be lightning, right?
Yeah, I think that's lightning. I think that's
or
probably
thunder. You don't hear lightning. That was thunder.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I got to imagine probably done. Really nice game from the Flamingos, though. Very nice game. A lot of nice hitting. 6 hits, 5 runs. Blue Caps, unfortunately, only have 1 hit, but have also stacked that on top of the 4 errors that they have, and now that is why the scoreboard looks the way that it does.
So a reminder, should this game happen tonight at the Corn Crib, it would be first a miracle if the rain could clear and go away and get us ready for some more baseball. But Ground Sloths and Bobcats were the game scheduled next, and then following that tonight in the Prospect League, Corn Belters versus Pistol Shrimp. Big game as we wind down to near the end of the first half of the season.
I think originally the games that were the most in question were the KCL games, and we kind of have a little bit of hope for the Corn Belters game. So that kind of applies to my thought process of probably done with KCL action for the day, and probably because you obviously can't move the game back a whole lot because you have a game to play later. And as you said, Prospect League always takes priority. So I would highly doubt, unless this is a quick thing where they wait for the rain to get slow enough, because we know the rain's not going to stop.
Flamingos, though, what looked like they were packing up, now they're all sitting there in the dugout just waiting it out. So maybe a optimistic point of view to hope that this game can continue. Still waiting on a word as to whether this one is going to resume or not. We're going to take a break here. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Melters YouTube channel. We'll return next time we get an update on this game. For now, though, it's been Oliver Arora, Braden Hartman. Flamingos up 5-0 in the top of the fourth with 2 down. We'll be back after this. Thank you for sticking with us. Turns out that the Blue Caps are taking the field. Both managers met with the home plate umpire and our stadium ops director, Adam McGinnis, at the plate, and Blue Caps are ready to take the field. A surprising move, really.
Yeah, I mean, my thought process was because of how hard the rain was going, I didn't know, I mean, what we were waiting for, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not like it's going to clear up. It's going to continue to rain, but I guess we were waiting for it to slow down a little bit. It is still coming down decently hard, but now we can maybe somewhat play
To pick
a normal
up,
game of baseball.
yeah, to pick up the situation, it just was Anthony Couch is due up after a double play ball from Keaton Davis, a 3-hole hitter. Benson Bitter on the bump, and over at third base is Cole Yates with 2 down. Flamingos up 5-0. I don't think I've ever seen this before, Braden.
I don't either.
Maybe it's the draft.
I just got a message, and it says, from Adam McGinnis, it says, if the slipping on the field gets worse, they'll call it. So,
That's interesting.
I don't know. If the slipping on the field gets worse.
We saw Vincent Bitter in his first at-bat in the third inning. Came against Couch, actually, slip and fall.
Yeah, I don't know.
First pitch to Couch of the return break is a strike. Breaking ball in there at 83, or fastball at 83.
I don't know if that means if someone slips, they'll call it, or
2-2. Because it was a 2-1 count initially, 2-2. There's a fastball in there for strike 3. Pat Harrison wants that baseball, just keep it clean. Couch thought there was maybe some dialogue there. But that'll do it for the top of the fourth after a crazy long inning there. Included a rain delay. Flamingos strand 1. They are up 5-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth.
Welcome back to KCL Baseball. Griffin Meeker stepping in for another at-bat. Meeker grounded out in his first appearance in this game. Ball's hit up to the middle. It's going to be a tough play for the second baseman. He'll throw across his body, and it will be not in time. The ball will get away from the first baseman. It won't matter, though. Meeker leads off with an infield single.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier that if someone slips or the slipping gets worse this game, we'll probably get called off. Ranging to his right there, Elliott over at second base thought that maybe he could have slipped there, but does a nice job with the throw, just unfortunately a tough one to make. Doesn't get enough speed on it.
We're watching for any evidence of slippage from back here. That definitely would have been a play that you might have seen one.
Thought so. If it was going to be any play, I'd put my money on that one. That was a good one to do it.
First pitch is in there for strike 1. 0-1. It's got to be hard to grip the ball. Can't imagine. It's got to be a little soggy.
Well, in between innings there, we talked about Pat Harrison really adamant on getting that baseball, maybe because it was dry. Hasn't touched the ground yet, so.
Yeah, got to preserve it, right?
Absolutely.
0-2 now after the swing and miss from Butler on the slider. And then that one hits him. So, 2 errant throws, one by the hit by pitch that you just saw, and then a throw by the second baseman over there. So, rain definitely, as we've mentioned, I know you guys are probably getting annoyed of us talking about it, but definitely is a main factor in this game, and both teams are struggling to adapt. It's easier said than done, right? That brings up Michael Lucas, who will take a fastball away for ball 1, 1-0. Lucas struck out to Novotny. He was the third strikeout for him, and then he was taken out a couple innings ago. Next pitch is a fastball fouled off behind and to the right. That'll be 1-1 now for Lucas. And I gotta imagine, yep, he asked for a new baseball. We're gonna run out of dry baseballs by the end of this one.
Someone needs to be on standby with a towel, just drying all these baseballs.
Lucas in a 1-1 count. Looks over to second, comes home. Slider. Outside part of the plate. Really nice pitch from him. Gets it to 1-2. Bitter has him right where he wants him. Looks over to second twice and then comes home with the slider. That time it missed. Evens the count at 2. Correction, that is Parker Eggenberger on the mound. I was reading the wrong side of my box score. 2-2 count. Comes home, got him with the slider, swing and miss. And that's a nice strikeout from Eggenberger.
Yeah, good chase pitch there that Lucas Spites on. 71 miles an hour, that off-speed pitch just way in the dirt, and been mixing up that fastball well. Tunneled it with that slider and finally records it out after maybe letting Butler slip away from him just a batter ago.
Eggenberger fires a slider low and away for the first ball on the count. He still has pretty nice movement for dealing with the wet baseball. Next is a fastball low and away for 2-0. Command definitely a hard thing to have given the elements. Colby Glenn comes to bat now for the Blue Caps. Glenn also struck out to Novotny. Next pitch is a fastball in. He'll offer at it. Check swing. It was a strike anyway, though, so it'll be 2-1. A ground ball. The Flamingos can get out of it with a double play. Eggenberger stares at him and then fires. It's grounded over to third, and there won't be a play. No throw will be able to be made. It was in no man's land between third and short. That'll be an infield single for Glenn.
It was Yates at short who fielded that grounder, but regardless, even if it was couch, impossible play. Glenn flying down the line and just hit weakly enough to make it a tricky play for both fielders, and that loads the bases. Blue Caps knock at the door.
Next up is Greeny. Greeny has the bases loaded here with 1 out. Hitting the gap can make this a ball game again. First pitch is a slider in for a strike. Eggenberger comes set. There's another off-speed pitch. This one's fouled off behind the backstop. And he's got him to 0-2, right where he wants him here, with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Going back to our rain extravaganza. Maybe credit, though, to the staff here at the Corn Crib, because the rain is starting to hold up. Still coming down, but very much lighter than it initially was.
Next one's a fastball away. Nice spot. Couldn't get the call. 1-2. I think there's only one. Next pitch. Saws him off right to the pitcher. It lands in no man's land. Across the play. He can't make the play. The ball gets away, and it's going to be another, maybe, I don't even know what to call that. It might be an infield single. I don't think he had really a chance to get him at first. It had so much spin on it.
Just in the no man's land there, bloop single, 34 off the bat. And Yates visibly frustrated there because he thought he could make a better play there. Couch charging from his left side, and he was the one who got to the baseball and struggled to pick it up. So they strand an opportunity there to get an out. Blue Caps finally get one home.
Sawed off Greeny, and it landed just behind the pitcher. The pitcher, Eggenberger, jumped up to try and catch it, and it landed behind him and then spun to the left and got past the third baseman that was charging. And a run does score, so it is now 5-1. Flamingos. The first pitch is in for ball one, a fastball. That pitch gets away, but nobody would advance as it hits the back wall and shoots right back to the catcher, and it'll be 2-0. Caleb Hornbrook, the designated hitter, will step in, trying to salvage more runs here with the situation he's found himself in. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hitters count, 2-0. Takes a slider, not the pitch he was looking for in the 2-0 count. He lets it go by for a strike.
Good take there, 2-0 count, hitters count. Bases loaded. Don't want to squander this opportunity by chasing something you don't like and getting a result you don't like, wait for your pitch.
Big swing from Holmgren. Ground over to third. Throw to second in time. Throw to first is not in time, and it was a little off. So they'll get the runner at second, and that'll make it 2 outs, but a run does score again for the Blue Caps, and it is now 5-2.
Good trade-off there if you're the Blue Caps. I guess both sides. The Flamingos can't be feeling too bad about that one. 2 outs now and only 1 run to come for. If they can get out of this situation conceding only 2, I think it's a good trade for them.
First pitch is a slider in there for a strike. Definitely trading an out for a run there, and that was beneficial to both teams. As now there's 2 outs in this inning for the Prairie Flamingos, and the Blue Caps get another run. 0-1 count to Braden Montgomery. Montgomery doubled. He has had the only hit in the last half inning. Next pitch is away for a ball. Eggenberger comes set. Runner from first goes. Pitches in the dirt. No chance to get him at second. He wouldn't have thrown it anyway, and it is now 2-1. Montgomery will hit in a hitter's count now with 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch from Eggenberger. Slider away, and it's now 3-1. And he's now in danger of walking the bases loaded once again. Next pitch to him, fastball away. And with the base open, I don't think they were going to challenge him there. They will give him the walk, and that'll bring up Tice Beckman, the catcher, in today's ball game. And he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat.
Forces Beckman to make something happen here. No harm that runner, just creates a force out almost if you're the Flamingos, but you got to hone down and get Beckman out here because that could come back to bite you. Represents the tying run if he can get a hold of one.
Fastball inside, nearly hit him. That's not what you want to see. Ball 1, it's 1-0. Eggenberger takes a deep breath, comes home. Fouled off behind the backstop, and that moves the count to 1-1. Beckman is a senior at Normal Community. That one's inside, fouls it away. And now Beckman only has a strike to work with. He's committed to North Central Missouri Junior College. That's a handful to say. North Central Missouri Junior College. 1-2. Beckman rips one in the air to left field. It's back there. And this is going to be over the head of the center fielder. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. They're going to tie the game, and Beckman triple clears the bases, and this game is all square.
Fantastic piece of hitting there by Tice Beckman. Gets one in the upper half of the zone and cranks it out into center field. Arzola moving back. Doesn't take the best jump at it, but a ball hit like that would have been tough to play regardless of the read he got. And we mentioned it. The runner at first creates a force out, but if you let Beckman get a hold of one like he just did, makes you pay, and this game's tied. And the winning run, or not winning run, excuse me, the go-ahead run, only in the 4th inning, is standing 90 feet away.
That really hurts for the Flamingos as you were 1 out away from getting out of it and still being up 3 runs, and with 1 swing of the bat from Beckman. We're all square at 5. First pitch from Eggenberger is a ball low, a fastball that just missed. I don't think Arzola really had that much of a chance to grab it. He was playing kind of, I wouldn't say shallow center, but definitely not deep. And that ball was left center field around where the wall, the wood wall meets the chain link fence in left center field here at the Corn Crib. 2-0 now to Drew Ward. The Blue Cap batter fouled off himself, and he'll have to walk that one off. That doesn't feel good.
Not at all. Mentioned Arzola playing in. I wonder if part of that is the wind. No wind here in the Corn Crib. Kind of uncharacteristic, so maybe couple that with the rain, anticipating the ball to die a little bit. But Beckman, 93 off the bat, got a hold of it and delivered for his team.
With how high that one was and the wind we had yesterday at the Corn Crib, I have to imagine if that was hit yesterday, it would have been a lot closer to the wall than it actually was.
You also got to wonder, tie ball game now, 5-5, does that influence the decision to maybe not suspend this game?
And right on cue, the rain does speed up a little bit. So 3-1 count. This just got a little more interesting. This one's ripped into left field. Coming in on it, and a nice grab by the left fielder out there. Grant Dose. Eventful fourth inning. We are all square at 5. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to KCL Baseball on the normal Corn Belters YouTube. Stepping up to the plate is Arzola. He was the one in center field that watched that ball go way over his head off the bat of Tice Beckman that tied the game. 3-run triple in the last half inning. And he'll step in looking to do damage. First pitch of the fastball away for ball 1. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that half inning, that's continued through here. The rain coming out as hard as it initially did when they called the game, but gotta wonder.
Whoa. Yeah, they're going to. Arzola takes a swing. I apologize. I was speechless. I was a little shocked there.
Me too.
He took a big swing, and the bat went flying all the way to their to the Blue Caps bullpen.
Oh, right on cue.
I mean, I can't imagine. This is a little ridiculous.
Wow.
This is a little ridiculous.
That was unbelievable. Luckily, no one was hurt, but that thing was elevated.
That'll go down as a strike. And we talked about slippage getting worse, and I think that might be evidence for maybe just a little bit of slippage.
Didn't phase anyone, though. I don't think anyone, surprisingly, neither managers or any players.
Next pitch is the fastball away, and
We're
it's
really-
2-1.
No one's really too concerned about that.
No, apparently not. Apparently, me and you were the only ones that made the connection there. All the people that were sitting under this awning to the left of the press box have left, as there's puddles now sitting in it, and it's getting wet even though it's covered. That tells you how hard the rain is coming down. 3-1 as that fastball misses. Next one, that also misses, and he'll walk.
You also got to wonder, too, Braden, if the fact that this is a tie ball game now kind of influences their decision to
keep going.
Because a 5-run ball game, when they initially called it, you get the feeling that you can call it because the game's almost decided, but now it's anyone's ball game. You don't want to call this one off.
Realistically, it shouldn't matter, but you're definitely right. Back of their head, and maybe if there's any doubt, they do err on the side of, well, it's a 5-5 game. If it was a blowout and it was 7-2, they might be like, oh, well, it's 7-2 anyway. Well,
exactly.
It's not a big deal if we cancel. That pitch is in there. Throw down to second, and he he slid right through second. He'll run to third. He's in a pickle. He'll go back to second. Throw goes back to second, and they're going to get him here. He's going to throw the tag on him, and that is the first out, and
you kind of got
more slippage.
You got the idea there, right, that when he was taking off in the slide, it was going to be tricky to stay on the base, and he Superman dove and almost went into the outfield grass. That's how far he slid. It's a testament, I guess, for the rest of these guys that if you're going to steal a base and you're going to slide, you got to maybe time it a little bit earlier.
Maybe the umpiring crew didn't get the memo from Adam McGinnis that if the slipping gets worse, that they're going to call the game as that ball is popped into foul territory on the right side, and a nice grab for the out, and that makes it 2 down now. Unfortunate break, as that was a really nice stolen base. Got a nice jump, and he just slid, and he just kept on going. Couldn't stop.
Arzola at the heart of it this inning started with that tossed bat that fell out of his hands at the plate, and then a stolen base that looked like a slip and slide just kept on going off the bag.
First pitch is a pitch away. Got him swinging. Strike one. 0-1. Be Grant Dose. That'll step in, the left fielder in today's game. He's walked twice. That pitch gets away from the catcher. And that'll make it 1-1. Beckman maybe having a little bit of trouble back there. Can't imagine it's easy. Next pitch. Inside the inner part of the zone, and that'll make it 1-2. 1-2 count, and the Blue Caps one pitch away from getting out of this inning. This ball's hit in the air. It'll move over towards the right side of the field and be foul. And it's now continue to be 1-2.
Take a look at the seats, too, on the ground beneath them. Puddles starting to form there. All over besides the field, I guess.
The 1-2. High fastball, and it's 2-2.
Two faithful fans, though, sitting next to the third base Flamingos dugouts with the umbrellas on. Only 2 left in the seats.
Next pitch is low, and it's now a full count as Dose works the count to 3-2. Really nice battle from both the batter Dose and the pitcher for the Blue Caps. Next pitch, fastball in the dirt. That's ball 4. So the Prairie Flamingos will add a runner to first. Realistically, without the wet conditions, it should be first and second, maybe third, as that ball did get away from the catcher. And now it's a completely different situation, as now there's only a runner on first, still 2 outs. And that'll bring up Braden Elliott, the right-handed hitter. We'll see if Dose even offers to steal with the state of the area around the second base bag. First pitch is high for a ball.
Yeah, I think seeing Arzola slide through, maybe he's a little bit cautious about stealing here. If he does, though, got to slide early.
Next pitch in there for slider. One count. Comes home with it. Hit in the air to right field. This one's decently far, but playable. And had to reach for it out there in right field. Butler, but he did make the catch. It looked routine off the bat, but then he had to stretch out a little extra far.
but does make the catch, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Your score remains tied at 5-5. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Bottom of the fifth, KCL action. You see players up near the locker rooms are starting to arrive for their game, and that tells me that they have, as of right now, still planning on playing that second game.
Yeah, still no word as to the status of this game. Looks like they're going to try and continue it, and then second game, still no word there.
First pitch is a ball. Next pitch, swinging fastball for strike one, and it's 1-1.
Coming into today, we thought that game one would be played.
Working quickly with a slider, and it's 1-2.
But then game two is the question. See the rain here in game one is Dave Lingle's over there talking with Tanner Schieber down the third base line. He was pointing to the bag, Schieber. I'm assuming it's got to be about Arzola's slide, and they're still over there discussing something.
Ball in the dirt. Full count now, 3-2. Fastball fouled high and away to the right side of the field, and it remains full count. We'll do this one again.
Boston Cats, the pitcher in the game, working quickly.
Fastball ripped into center field. It'll be playable for Arzola. He'll carry on over to his left and make the play, and that'll be the first out.
Yeah, Cats the new arm, gets a good out there. Tough at bat, but deals with Meeker well there. Forces loud contact, but right to Arzola for out number one. Two managers still talking over there. Long discussion.
Fouled off to the left side. 0-1 count. Butler steps in. Hitless in today's game. He struck out once and was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Looking up the box score, both teams sit at 5 runs. As that pitch is low, an off-speed pitch for another ball, and it's 1-1. 6 hits. That ball is high. 6 hits for the Blue Caps, 8 hits for the Flamingos, and gotta imagine that error score is not correct, as it shows a lot of errors for both teams.
16 errors combined. That'd be quite the feat.
A little malfunction on the scoreboard operator's part. That ball's hit very high in the air. That's going to be a tough play for the shortstop. He is camped under it, though, coming in, and he makes the catch. That is not a routine play by any means for the shortstop, Cole Yates.
Say there, Yates, that one, he wasn't exactly underneath it. Kind of threw his glove out to the left and got lucky to catch it, but that was a towering pop-up. Felt like it hung in the air for forever. Exit angle there, 66 degrees.
Right, and that's going to be a base hit, opposite field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Lucas, round first. He'll coast into second. He'll make sure to slow down before he gets to the bag so he doesn't slip on the bag or run right through it. And that is a 2-out double for the Blue Caps, something they desperately need.
Yeah, good rip there by Lucas, taking it the other way. Like you mentioned, good rip there. And what they needed with 2 down, try and spark something, and as we enter the later stages of this game, take the lead.
I think on a normal day and a dry day, that only results in a single, but that thing's kept on spinning and it rolled all the way to the wall. First pitch is high for ball 1. Glenn batting for the Blue Caps. Pitch gets away and bounces all the way out to the pitcher's mound. That'll be the second ball.
It's a big forward bounce. Don't see that very often. Cass was actually the one to come out and field it.
So Lucas doubles with 2 outs. Glenn standing in at a 2-0 count. Looking to put the Blue Caps on top with one swing of his bat. Pitcher comes set, looks over to second. Comes home with a fastball ripped in the air to right center field. It is playable for Arzola. And he'll move on over to his left and make the catch. So that'll end the inning. They squander the 2-out double and don't come away with a run. We'll go to the next inning. Your score remains 5-5. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Trenton Bridges back on the mound for another inning of work. He's got a tie game. First pitch ripped into center field. That might get by the center fielder. We've seen it happen with the wet conditions. He'll take a big turn at first. It will not get by the center fielder for the Blue Caps, Drew Ward, and he'll fire it back in, and it'll be a leadoff single. Great hitting continues for Cole Yates. Sorry, that was Blaine Friedmansky now batting as Cole Yates. Friedmansky takes a lead off first. Dribbler over to third. Gloves it. Crosses body. Throw the pick. And they're going to say on the transfer is the call from the first base umpire.
Yeah, that's a tricky call that.
And he doesn't like it.
Flamingos are not very happy about. Grammy picked that one and initially had it clean, but then on the transition upwards with the glove, it spewed out and trickled all the way to the pitcher's mound. I don't know if he had contact with the ball enough to rule
That's
that
kind
out.
of what I was thinking. I don't
Tricky
think he
call.
had full. Sounds like basketball or football, but like full possession. I don't think he had full possession of the baseball in his glove. It kind of, with how wet it is, I think what happened is he went to swipe and he might have had it in the glove, but it was never secure in the glove, and it kind of just flung out.
It's also like he didn't have the ball scooped in a direct motion. It was all in one unison thing where he was moving his glove
Correct.
upwards, and it came out during that. So
Yeah,
it's
so
tricky to rule full possession there.
so I think Prairie Flamingos have every right to be a little bit upset about that, but it is kind of a weird one and a judgment call. And first base umpire saw what he saw, and he made a call, and they're just going to have to deal with it. I don't think he can ask for help, nor do I think it would amount to anything at all, because that's not really the home plate umpire's call at all. But they'll bring up Roy Roseman now. They will advance a runner, so that's at least a step in the positive direction for the Flamingos.
Yeah, that was a long discussion there. Clearly, Schieber's not very happy about that one. Was barking at plate umpire, base umpire, Hal Bloomhorse the whole way.
First pitch fouled off to the right side. And he might have hurt himself a little bit. Roseman walks it off a little bit. I don't think it hit him, but I hope he's all right. A little bit of action down to the Blue Caps bullpen as an arm is getting loose over there. See how long Bridges stays in this game. Next pitch is away. It misses for 1-1. Bridges gazes over to second, then comes home. This ball's ripped in the air to right field. That's going to get down, and that's going to be a single. He's going to try for two. Roseman sliding, and he's going to be way out at second, but he does get the run. Roseman will have a single and an RBI to add to his tally, and the Flamingos take the lead 6-5.
Yeah, a little too aggressive there on the base paths. Roy Roseman does the job, though, at the end of the day. Reclaims the lead for the Flamingos with a big single, but maybe too aggressive.
This ball's ripped in the air to left. Coming down, and it gets by the diving left fielder for the Blue Caps. It rolls just behind him, and he will coast in a second. Davis with a double to follow it up with the RBI single.
Yeah, Davis been so good all season, and especially today. Two doubles now into that left center field gap. First one came in the first inning, and the second one just now. Great hitter. That's why he's in the 3-hole, because he could deliver with runners on and even the spark moments just like that.
A great diving attempt by Colby Glenn out there in left. Lucky for him, when the ball got past him, Drew Ward was doing his job and was tailing behind him, so that ball didn't roll quite that far. First pitch to Anthony Couch is low and away for a ball. 6-5 ball game. Flamingos take the lead in this top half of the sixth. Next pitch ripped in the air to right, and he will make the catch, and that will end the inning in right field. So the Flamingos score once. Your score 6-5. We'll be back for the bottom of the sixth after a quick break. Katz walks out to the mound, and he'll come out for his next inning of work. Bottom of the 6th. Last inning for the Prairie Flamingos. A single scores another run for the Flamingos, and they go up 6-5 over the Blue Caps. Blue Caps are the home team, so they'll have 2 chances at least to come back and score a run and maybe add on a little bit too. That ball's ripped down the left, and that's how you want to start it, down the line, and that's going to get all the way to the fence. Rounding first is Max Greamy, and he will coast into second. And a really nice piece of hitting by Greamy, and the Blue Caps have a runner in scoring position to start this bottom half of the 6th.
Yeah, that one 94 off the bat. No chance for Couch over there at third to even make a play. Fantastic swing by Greamy to try and respond as the Flamingos regain that lead.
Brings up Caleb Hornbrook. Hornbrook had an RBI and a fielder's choice his last at-bat. That ball's ripped in the air to left center field. Arzola's under it. He makes the catch. He'll have to fire it in. The play at third is not going to be made, and he's almost slid through third. He's lucky the ball wasn't thrown to third. They might have been able to put a tag on him and get it. And it's going to bring up Braden Montgomery. For Montgomery, he doubled and then walked so far today. First pitch to him is a slider in there, up and in for strike 1. So if you're Boston Cats, preferably want either a strikeout or a weak pop fly that's not going to be deep enough to score the runner from third. Maintain your lead. We'll see how Cats pitches to Braden Montgomery here. So far, 1-1 count. Goes with another off-speed, and Montgomery swung on and missed. Away, off-speed pitch, got him to swing, and it's 1-2. So Cats is in business. See what he does here. Comes set, comes home. In the same spot, tries the off-speed pitch again. Can't get Montgomery to offer that one, however. So it's now 2-2.
We saw that off-speed pitch in that location work really well for Novotny early on. Cats trying the same thing.
Cats switches up, goes fastball. This is going to score the run. Shortstop feels the play and makes the out, so they will get the out, but we're all square at 6 once again. Montgomery comes through with a ground ball up the middle. We're tied at 6.
Great response there by Greamy and the Blue Caps. Came all the way back into this game to level it, and the Flamingos snagged one in the top of the 6th. You think that, it was all for nothing, but a good response, good fight there, all around by all 3 hitters to first Greamy get on base in scoring position, and then the other 2 doing a job and bringing them home.
Cats fires a fastball, lost it a little bit. He'll wipe his hand on his jersey. That ball got past the catcher and all the way to the backstop, so it'll add a ball to the count. Tice Beckman steps in, takes a slider in the zone for a strike, and it's 1-1. Sorry, 2-1. Next pitch, off-speed again tries. It's over the first baseman, but it will be foul. So it's now 2-2 here with 2 outs. Prairie Flamingos. Chop foul outside. Prairie Flamingos were in full control of this game, up 5-0. And then unfortunately gave up that base-clearing triple earlier in the game. And that tied the game after giving up the 2 runs initially. That was the final straw. Tied the game at 5. And both teams have swapped runs here in the 6th inning, and we're still tied at 6. Cats comes with a fastball, swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice pitch from Cats, nice work to come back from giving up the run. We'll go to the last inning. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. It's 6-6. We'll be back with the final inning, potentially, in this KCL matchup after this. Welcome back. We're in the 7th inning of work here. 6-6. All square. Anything can happen. First pitch. Low for a ball to Adrian Arzola.
Yeah, reminder, 7th inning, so this is the final inning of this KCL matchup. If the teams are tied, they go to a home run derby swing-off.
Next pitch is a fastball in there for strike one. And if the teams can't decide a winner through that, they take to a nice old-fashioned game of rock, paper, scissors to decide the winner of this one.
Chase Lockwood on the bump for the Blue Caps now, ready to play his baseball here at Illinois State. And he hopes to shut down this inning and give the Blue Caps an opportunity to walk it off.
2-1 count to Arzola. Oliver, how do you think they pick who goes up for these rock, paper, scissors matchups? Next pitch is a fastball, and he throws the bat
He
again.
did it again.
And you have to go pick it up, and that was dangerous. That was kind of towards the pitcher's mound, but skipped to the right, and this is starting to get a little bit questionable.
Yeah, he's smiling right now. I took his gloves off.
I don't know if that's going to help him.
Same guy, though, throwing the bat twice. Who would have thought? But picking for rock, paper, scissors, it's a tough question. I'd say it's got to be like a captain. These guys got to have captains, so. Or maybe it's just the two managers, as simple as that. That'd be my guess. Never been a part of a home run derby swing-off. I would love the opportunity to. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Full count to Arzola. After throwing the bat twice, gotta think he's a little bit cognizant of it. Let's see if it affects his everything. He threw it again.
Wow. Dave Lingle's not happy. That one soared way into the air.
I don't know. I don't really know what
I'm
to
at a
say.
loss for word as well.
I don't know. That is the third thrown bat we've seen from Arzola. He tried without gloves, which I would think would be worse, but
Right? Especially in the rain. He's got no grippage. They're giving him some...
the pine tar is not going to work in
Pine
the
tar.
rain.
I mean, wow. Not every day you see this, huh?
Yeah,
3 bats.
I
drunk.
think the Blue Cat manager wasn't necessarily mad at Arzola. I think he's been trying to say that this game should be called, and we've seen slippage after the original message we received about. And here comes the rain.
On cue.
All right.
The rain kind of subsided post-break, but just now it's really picking up once more. Not good for Arzola.
Crazy stuff. Next pitch is a slider away, and after all that, Arzola will take first with a leadoff walk.
Walked his last plate appearance, too, and then that's when he tried to steal the bag. I don't think he's going to try it again, but, man, this rain is really coming down now at a bad time.
This is the hardest it's came down so far today. As Will Haley steps in. First pitch to him is a fastball low and away for ball one.
I like that we keep saying that. The rain just keeps coming down harder and harder.
Yeah,
Because that's just
nothing
testament.
happens, though.
It's a testament, though, to
Yeah.
the rain today.
They really want to get this game in, I guess.
Exactly.
Fastball in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Brings questions to game 2 as well. I won't be around for that, but Braden Hartman, should it happen, will be on the call right here on our YouTube channel.
Fastball, ground ball to first. It'll be in foul territory, though, and we'll make it 1-2 now. Still no outs in this inning after an eventful first at-bat from Arzola. And the wind's starting to pick up as well. The rain's starting to blow a little bit sideways. We see the flag out in right center field starting to move a little bit. We'll see if it gets worse as that ball's fouled off just barely out of play behind the Blue Cap dugout on the right side of the field. Then it'll remain 1-2.
Yeah, Arzola showing no signs of trying to steal another base. Pretty moderate leadoff there over at first.
In these conditions, I don't blame him really that much. That ball gets away, and he won't have to put any effort into this one as he'll jog over to second, and it's now 2-2, and the Prairie Flamingos have a runner in scoring position, chance to take the lead, chance to potentially win this game if they can score this run and come up and throw a big 0 on the board.
He represents a dangerous run.
Very dangerous run, especially in the. I know we keep talking about it, but with the rain, it's so hard to do things that you normally could do in muscle memory, and you kind of have to really think about what you're doing a lot more, which can be hard in a fast game like baseball. Arzola takes a lead over at second. Throw comes in. This is a sky-high pop-up. This is going to be a very tough play for whoever wants to catch this. Second baseman is there. He'll camp under it, and he does make the catch. And a very crucial first out for the Blue Caps.
A part of that, too, catching that pop-up that you can see Lucas, he signals to his eyes that maybe you wouldn't think about being factored. Initially, the gray skies is tricky because it blends in with the ball, but the rain is also coming down right in your face, so battling that, a very impressive pop-up catch there by Lucas over at second.
Grant Dose will step in. Ball bounces, an off-speed pitch.
It's a big block there by Beckman. That one skips away to the backstop once more, and Arzola moves to third base, now 90 feet away. Makes things really tricky and nervy for the Blue Caps.
It's the last thing they want for sure, as another fastball that catches the lower part of the zone. For a strike, it's 1-1. With the one out, you do not want that runner, Arzola, to get to third under any circumstances. And that pitch gets away from the catcher Beckman, and he will go to third. So now Arzola will stand at third base. And it's 2-1 now with one out, and all Dose might need to do is just put a ball in play here. The infield will creep in for the Blue Caps.
Yeah, obviously now I got to defend the plate. A vital run, standing at third base.
This could be the game right here. Grant Dose. Here's the pitch. Hit on the air to left, and it's going to get down, and that is going to be an RBI single for Dose, and the Prairie Flamingos reclaim the lead. It's now 7-6. Flamingos come through. Dose comes through. And now they have a chance to add on and then win the game in the bottom of the seventh here.
Yeah, what a back-and-forth thrilling game. Scored a run each of the 3 half innings. Flamingos 2 and the Blue Caps 1. They just keep on responding to each other. Flamingos, though, obviously not satisfied with just one. They want more.
Elliott will stand in. 1-0 count. Big lead from Dose over at first. Can't imagine he's stealing, though.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He is stealing. Pitch is in there. Throw down to second. And slid into second, and he slid by it with his body, and he gripped the front part of second base with his life and stays on the bag, barely.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to slide through it, but the way he slid with his feet first, his hands were ready to go, and so he just clinged on to the bag like it was his life and stayed there.
On the ground is short. You'll field it, throw across. That'll be the second out. But the runner does advance to third, and now with a hit, potentially Freemanski can provide another run and put them up 2 to give them a little bit of insurance.
Yeah, Friedmansky had that killer double play in the third to end the inning on what the Flamingos played it too, but it looked like it could have been more dangerous, and then came around to score though in the 6th. So trying to redeem himself. Update on the Corn Belters game. We'll get to that to you in a second.
Swing and a miss away, and it's 1-1.
The game for the Corn Belters that was set for tonight has been postponed to the 3rd of July. That'll be a doubleheader.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. I have to imagine this next KCL game is definitely postponed then too, I would think.
Makes sense, right? Rain's still coming down. Wouldn't surprise me.
Perhaps that would be too logical, though, Oliver. Perhaps. We'll see. We've been surprised a lot today. That ball's ripped over to short. He'll glove it. Routine play. He's got to hurry, though. He does get the out. So the Prairie Flamingos, despite having the runner at third, will only salvage 1 run. It is 7-6. Flamingos look to close it out in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back in a moment. First pitch is a ball. Got started a lot quicker than we thought. Music is still going. And now they'll pause the music. They were a little caught off guard too, Oliver.
Yeah, I don't think anyone down on the field was not happy about that. We anticipated a later start because of the music still going. And
ripped in the air to center field. Arzola started in, and he's going to get burnt over to center. He's going to try for third. He better be careful about his slide. And the throw gets away. He threw it over, and it goes into the dugout. A little league home run for the Blue Caps. And just like that, we are tied at 7.
wow. I mean, Arzola, not a good beat on that one at all. Initially came in, that ball way over his head. Drew Ward smoked it at 100 miles an hour, and then just a poor relay in there. Had some concerns about Ward's slide at third. Well, you also got to factor in the grip on that ball, and the throw from Yates sails way offline.
And that pitch gets away, and off speed slipped out of the hand of the pitcher for the Prairie Flamingos. Meeker now steps in with no outs, nobody on, but he does have a tie game. So if he can get on, they're at danger of walking this thing off. Next pitch, fastball low. And this has got to be a very tough assignment for the Flamingos with the rain. And now everyone has to play a little bit more tighter, be a little more locked in. 2-0 count, high fastball, 3-0. And now the Blue Caps might be able to get a runner on first for free after the Little League home run. And they will. That pitch is up and in. So now the winning run will take first base after a 4-pitch walk. And for the Prairie Flamingos, that's not what you want to see at all.
Yeah, I mean, that leadoff Little League home run really frees up the Blue Caps here to be aggressive now. They have nothing to lose. Worst comes to worst, they're sending this one to the home run derby. Now they can go and win it.
Butler takes a swing, and his bat will fly down to the left side. Yeah, and I got to imagine, based on the Blue Caps manager throwing his hands up, that I think he's been advocating for this game to be over for a while. Is what I'm getting out of this. With all the sliding through second, the bats being thrown every time he's getting thrown, he gets a little more frustrated.
Too far in, though, I think, now, right? We're about to
for sure.
Finish this one up. No way this one gets canceled now.
And we do look out as this pitch is in, and it's not 1-1. We do look out at the locker rooms for the KCL players, and all their players have arrived, and they're standing outside the dugout, some of them watching this game. So all signs point to we're playing the second game as of right now.
Nobody's suited up, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, no.
Usually they're out there on a sunnier day or a nicer day with their uniforms on.
Next pitch. This ball's ripped foul. Nice pitch. Fastball in there. Fouled off by Butler. And it's now 2-2. I would say early in the count for the Blue Caps with the conditions. They want to be a little selective, as it is extremely hard to throw a strike with the state of the baseball. 2-2 count. Fastball low and away. And now the count is full. Both managers looking at each other and laughing a little bit. I'd like to know what that conversation is entailing. Full count. Next pitch, fastball called. Strike 3 outside part of the plate. And that'll be the first out, be the strikeout. That is a very, very much needed out for the Prairie Flamingos.
Absolutely. Butler trying to sell that one. Started trotting down the first base line, but Pat Harris behind the dish having none of it. Maybe was a little bit outside, a close one. Definitely, but a big out, like you said, for the Prairie Flamingos.
Ripped over to third. Knocks it down. Throw across the diamond, and that is a big out also. Ripped over to third by Lucas. The third baseman for the Flamingos, Anthony Couch, originally kind of hit off the front of his glove and bounced in front of him. He picked it up, threw it across, and still was able to get Lucas at first, and now there's 2 outs. And a runner on second out, Colby Glenn can be the hero in this one as he steps up to the plate. First pitch to him is a high fastball, and it's 1-0. Or what do you think the approach is here for Glenn in this spot?
I feel like you got to put one on the ground, make these Flamingos fielders make a play on it. Because with all the conditions on the turf and the way the ball's got to be gripping hard. So, a play like the one Couch just made is not easy by any standard.
Glenn in a hitter's count. Tough spot for the Prairie Flamingos. Glenn. Next pitch to him is a fastball low, and it's 3-0.
Free base, though, over at first with the winning run on second. Glenn doesn't really represent much, so I'd be shocked if he's pitched to.
Takes a couple looks at second, then comes home. Fastball bounces. It gets away from the catcher. It rolls a lot. He might be able to score. He's going to try. Here's the throw home. It's not going to be in time. And the Blue Caps walk it off on a wild pitch that rolled all the way to their dugout. And after all the events today, the Blue Caps come away with an astounding 8-7 win.
Yeah, what a response there by the Blue Caps. Trailing at the break when we went to the rain delay 5-0. Thought this one was going to be called off and potentially the end of the game. Blue Caps, though, having none of it. A 5-run fourth inning where every single Blue Caps batter hit. 9 batters came to the plate, 5 across, and just continued to respond and fight back. A fantastic win by the Blue Caps that sees them now go half a game back of the Bobcats. They need a big ground sloths victory that could move them for a share of first.
Very nice piece of hitting there. Oh my gosh. The ball just bounced in the Blue Caps' favor today.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it comes down to. You saw all the different crazy events that happened. You saw bats being thrown. You saw all this. But at the end of the day, the Blue Caps do come on top via a wild pitch. Got past the catcher, rolled over to the first base dugout, and he was able to take home easily. So we'll take a short break, but do stay tuned. Your final score, the first one, Blue Caps 8, Flamingos 7. Next game will feature the Bobcats and the Ground Sloths in Game 2. Should that happen, all the players look to be walking out, so we'll sign off for this game. I'm Braden Hartman. I'm accompanied by Oliver Arora. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more KCL action.